Hello, my loves. I am Johanna Burkhardt. For those of you who are new to me, I am a spiritual teacher, healer, and energy reader, among other things. And this is your December 2019 energy reading for all water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I am not an astrologer. I'm just going to put that out there. However, I am a channel for interdimensional collective of beings that call themselves the conscious collective. So my words are light encoded, and you may feel a little bit of energy as you listen to these words. And just open yourself up to receive. These are higher frequencies helping you to integrate your light body. As for the way that I read the energy of the cosmos, meaning it's not just planetary alignments. Sometimes it will be depending on what alignments or planets that they bring into my awareness. But for the most part, I am reading the flow of energy. So the flow of the crystalline, the plasma, the gamma rays, the key codes, and the activations that are brought forth for us collectively. And how it's going to show up for you as water signs. Now, please know that this is going to show up differently for each and every person, right? So this flow of energy may be brought into your awareness through your relationships, through your business or place of employment. It could even show up in your finances, right? It may show up in a mix of these areas as you move through the month of December. The important thing is not to try to make it fit and not to lead your life by the words and the flow of this particular alignment that I'm bringing forth, but to allow it to flow how it needs to for your being, and just allow these energies to be in your awareness so that when they show up, it can register and you can choose how to navigate it effectively so that you can move through it quickly and allow your soul to evolve, okay? So the intensity of the energies that I'll be talking about today are really going to be based upon your vibration and your frequency. So vibration, again, is just the rate of speed at which we process information, whether that information is emotion or thoughts. Or what we're receiving from another being. And our frequency is really how, if we're in a low frequency or in a high, a higher frequency. So really paying attention at any given moment to how that information is being received. And for some, it'll be an opportunity, obviously, for expansion and higher awareness. So please use your intuition, take what resonates, leave the rest, allow yourself to experience whatever's in your highest and best. And how these particular readings are structured is I ask for empowering messages for the beginning, the middle, and the end of the month. I also ask to receive information that is going to help you move through these empowering messages, right? So, but I will not hinder the truth, right? So if there's information that comes forth that is a little bit triggering, or you may feel maybe showing up as a struggle for you, just know that that's an opportunity for you to get outside your comfort zone, for you to grow. And remember, time is an illusion. It's very fluid. Everything is happening at once. And so this may have already shown up for you. It may be showing up for you a little bit later. Allow it to flow how it needs to, okay? Don't make it fit into anything that it's not supposed to. All right, so tuning in now for water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces for the month of December 2019. So immediately I feel a very lightness, almost a little bit of an ungroundedness, but in a way that's kind of good. I feel a lot of massive expansion has happened recently for you, or is currently happening for you. And you're beginning to see things in a whole new perspective, right? You're beginning to see that you are the actual creator of your reality, and that you really do have the opportunity to shift what's not working for you, or to shift the way that you are seeing things and what lens you're seeing them through even. I also have, a lot of will energy, divine will. And divine will for me, comes from our heart space, right? And it comes from the fact that we are here to preserve, or some of you are here to preserve, the way that things are done, right? So really being in that present moment, gathering all the information and allowing that wisdom to be integrated into your heart space, almost the way that information is stored in a crystal, right? So how that works is the Earth, Mother Gaia herself, has 12 dimensions, right? And that information is very expansive. It's made up of collective, of the trees, of the animals, of the planetary alignments, even of what's happening in the cosmos. So it's constantly collecting all of that information. That is its auric field, if you will. And what it does is it goes through these periods of expansion and contraction. So right now you're going through this massive expansion, right? You're really gathering all this information, and pretty soon it's going to begin to integrate, right? And as it does, it contracts. All that information then gets stored and creates a crystal or a precious metal. And the same thing is going to be happening with your heart space, right? So there's a lot of heart energy here, a lot of divine will. And so all that information, you're going to be allowing that information to come in and be stored, and allowing you to lead through the lens of that wisdom and not the pain or what you experienced as you grew, right? And a lot of times, especially water signs, you're emotional. You kind of collect and absorb other things, other people's energies. If you have poor boundaries, right, you're always able to tune into that collective. You're highly intuitive, you're highly telepathic. So you're always receiving information, right? But you need to start filtering that information. So what is it that you want to keep from that information? And in almost always, it's just the wisdom. It's not the pain. It's not the heartbreak. It's not the excitement even, right? We don't need to hold on to that. What we need to remember is the wisdom that came from that and that we can see through moving forward. And that takes strength, okay? That really takes will, right? But the willpower is this connection between your heart center and your solar plexus. It's the space of taking that emotion and allowing the wisdom to rise into your heart and releasing, alchemizing, transmuting the heaviness and allowing for that fire that begins to burn to just create this expansion, right? And so that's a lot of what's going to be happening. Now, as we move into the middle of the month, on the 12th of December, we have a full moon in Gemini. And Gemini is a air sign, right? But it also is ruled by Mercury. And Mercury is a planet all about purification and communication with self, and also communication with the world, right? Your family, your community, your tribe. And so for a lot of people, I feel like in the middle of the month, as this full moon arises, you're going to be feeling like, I almost feel like you're going to be feeling like nobody's seeing you or hearing you. You almost feel like you're invisible. And it's like you want to get louder and you want to get more in their face, and you're doing all these things and you are pushing. And what they're saying is, this is not a time to push. That is using your divine will in a low vibration, in a frequency that isn't serving you. Now, you may have some success with doing that, but you're just going to call in the wrong people, right? You're going to call in the wrong people, whether it is in business or in your relationships. You may even call in uncomfortable experiences, right? Things that cause arguments, because you are pushing an agenda and you are up in your ego. You're trying to force and make things happen. And all it is causing a struggle. It's causing a discord, and it's not allowing things to unfold how they are. So it's actually an illusion. You're not really being not seen or heard, but it's being reminding you to come back to your power, come back to the reason why you are doing anything to begin with, right? So whether it's a business offering or in a relationship or even a friendship or a project even, what is the purpose of it? Like, come back to the purpose. Is it to make money? Is it to make somebody do something? Are you pushing your own agenda, right? And this is where a lot of times ego comes in. And ego is not a bad thing. It's there to assist us, but it needs to be guided by our heart space. It needs to be guided by our wisdom, and not our desire to have external validation. Okay. And so the way that we can move through that is reigniting that passion. It's coming back. It's sinking down into your sacral energy and tapping back into your creative flow and really allowing that to ignite, coming back to, gosh, why do I even want to do this? Why do I want to say this? Why do I want to have this relationship? How can I reignite that passion? How can I reconnect to that purpose and that power and that preservation, right? That, and how can, and use that to be the lens that allows me to persevere through this period, right? So again, purification, an opportunity coming through to purify the way that you speak to the world, the way that you speak to your loved ones, right? To speak to your friends, the way you speak about yourself. Remembering that our throat center is that manifestation center and we are the creators of our reality, right? So how we respond or react at any given situation is how it's going to shift or change the outcome. Okay. So that's really important to remember. We also have the winter solstice happening on the 22nd. This is heart energy. This is expansion. This is grace. This is allowing things to really take that transition point, really shifting you from the way that you have been throughout this whole entire year, taking that wisdom, turning it and allowing it to be the thing that helps you really set yourself up for 2020, coming through the lens of that heart space, right? Really coming from that wisdom, and that place of purpose in this experience. So as we move towards the end of the month, we have the new moon on the 26th. This is a very grounded new moon, and new moons for a lot of you this is going to be a very magical new moon for you, a time for you to really feel connected with your family, connected with Gaia, connected with everything around you. But at the same time, you're not used to that connection, that grounded space. You're really wanting to flow, and you may be feeling like you're kind of being forced to be rooted, right? And to create a structure or take responsibility or whatever it may be for you. And you're like, I don't really want to be here. I want to flow. I just want to go where I want to go. Right. And this energy is really asking for you to be still at the end of the month, to really root yourself down and really allow your heart to lead you through this, right? Because as we're setting up for 2020, we're coming into that time where we're wanting to create a structure, a vision, how we see ourselves leading that, right? And so that requires us to sit still. That requires us to kind of allow the waters to still and for us to reflect. Right. And it's kind of odd for us to be reflecting on a new moon when we kind of usually reflect on a full moon, but this is an inner reflection. This is a stillness, a calmness, a groundedness, a connectedness for you to sit and just gaze up at the stars and say, this is all what's possible for me. Now, how do I create a structure so I can flow within those possibilities, right? Isn't that beautiful? And we have to remember that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and that is that energy of structure, that energy of ambition. And for you as a water sign, right, you're really going to want to, like, I'm going to build the dam. Let me get up and take action. Let me start building that dam right now so I can get back to the energy of flowing. And what they're saying is take a pause for a minute. All you're being asked to do is to take that energy that's in your heart, that vision that you have for yourself, and allow it to be channeled, right, into your root chakra, into that grounded connection, allowing you to realize that you're always stable, that you always are structured, that you always have whatever you need within you. But as you sit still in this moment, really asking yourself to be rooting in, right? Because a lot of water signs are usually not very grounded. So allowing yourself to take that time to enjoy that groundedness, to enjoy that connection, and just lean back and gaze at the stars, right? And that's how you're going to move through that energy, is taking this moment to just kind of kick back, put your feet up, look at all the possibilities, knowing that you have a structure. It's going to come together and it's going to be amazing, right? But you really have to kind of allow yourself to lean back, to enjoy that time, to look at all the things that you've accomplished over the years, right? Over this year, over the last 10 years, and really allow yourself to pick and choose what you want to keep with you and what you're going to let go of, and just enjoying the view, right? Because really, the beginning of the month, you have opened up that new expansion. And through the middle of the month, you have really had that opportunity to once again reassess and say, look, you were doing great. You were moving everything through the lens of your heart and through the wisdom. And you allowed yourself to have that opportunity for that pattern to reemerge. And as you choose, right? Whether you've chosen or you end up choosing, it doesn't really matter. It's an opportunity to say, no, I'm not going to repeat that pattern. I'm not going to push. I'm not going to force. I'm not going to make myself be seen or heard. I'm going to allow myself to be and allow that energy to come to me, right? Because water signs, right? You are the ocean. Everything comes to the ocean, right? Everything flows into the ocean. The ocean does not go seeking, right? So don't be out there seeking. All right, so let's pull in some bonus messages or some confirmation. We already had a card coming out. As I am shuffling, I am going to let you know if you are desiring more personal reading or one-on-one time with me, check that description box below. I offer a multitude of services. They are being restructured in the month of December. And at this moment, I don't feel that I will be doing any personal private readings in 2020. However, if you would like to have insight on what to expect in 2020, I will be doing some of those readings. And again, you can find that information below. But like I said, I offer a multitude of services. If you feel called to me, check it out. I'll be back in the middle of the month for your mid-month bump, and just checking in and seeing how things are going and how they are shifting and changing for you. Okay? All right. For water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, what other confirmations or messages would you like to bring forth for December 2019? There's another one. Okay. Okay, so the first one we got was the Desert Prince, Survival, False Promises. Okay, but it's in reverse. This is great, right? So this is confirmation that you are growing, that you are seeing through the illusion, and seeing that there is a multitude of possibilities. There's a multitude of opportunity. There is, I see for him, I see the water right here on the side. The water is flowing and he's standing right next to it, right? And he's got this beautiful tiger here. And that's his power. That's his protection. We got the full moon. We have the temple. Like there's so many little signs within this, right? And then we got 19, that sensitivity, right? 19 to me is sensitivity. It's always being intuitive, always knowing, trusting your instincts, really allowing yourself to know and trust that your body will alert you when there is something that needs to be alerted, right? But that's why it's in reverse, because it's saying that you don't need these false securities anymore. You don't need these things that say, that prove to you beyond a reasonable doubt, right, that it's going to happen. You are allowing yourself to see through the illusion, to flow, to be in that water energy, that intuitiveness, that trusting, that divine connection, okay? That's a beautiful confirmation. Then we have the Horse King. It says assistance and control. Okay, but they're bringing me to the number of 42. The white horse always represents freedom for me. It represents purification and the ability to set yourself free. You see how he's standing next to the horse, right? Your freedom is always there. It's up to you whether you want to get on it and ride off into the sunset or not, right? Or if you want to be attached and have expectations and allow it to be a slower progress by walking your horse, Okay. And that's a funny analogy to me, but it's true, right? We always have the ability, but we have to let go of our expectations. And we have to let go of control, right? So in the middle of the month, when you're having that time where you're feeling like you have to force and manipulate or get louder or do all these things to make something happen, remember the white horse. Remember, you have the power, the ability to get on that horse and just ride off to wherever you need to go. And whatever you need will show up in your reality, but you have to trust it. You have to tap into that God energy within you, that intuitiveness, and follow the flow, right? You're always guided, right? You're always going to know what you need to do, but you have to trust. And I feel like for some of you, the energy of trust hasn't always been so strong, okay? But again, the white horse, there's purification, there's possibility, there's opportunity, and it's always right with you. You just have to choose. You just have to choose. Okay. And then this was the Queen of the Light, illumination, enlightenment, celebration, right? So, but it was in reverse. So normally how I read this card is expansion, right? There's then the lights are on, you can see everything, everything's being called into you. But at the end of the month, we're in the new moon, right? And things might seem to be not as they should be. You may not feel as expanded, but once again, and I know that for a lot of you, you actually enjoy that watery flow state, that expanded state, that ability to be in everything and everyone and all, all places all at once. That omnipresence ability. But you can have that while being grounded, right? So in the moments at the end of December, you're being asked to really go within, to really ground and connect in with your being, connect into Gaia, allow yourself to be present, allow that heart energy to really flow down into your root. And really help you connect back into yourself, knowing that everything you need, all of the cosmos, all of the lifetimes, all of the things that you are desiring are actually already within you, are already inside of you. Okay. And all you have to do is be still to access it. You don't need to be so expanded and in everybody else's business to find it. You can find it within you. Okay. So this is a call for self expansion, self illumination, by being grounded and connected into your body, right? Then into Gaia. Okay. So these are very powerful, beautiful messages for you. Like I said, I'll be back at the end of the month for your mid-month bump. Really enjoy these energies and allow them to help you evolve and set yourself up for success in 2020. And as always, I see you, I hear you, and you are worthy. Bye, guys.